Hello, I'm Zee,
And I'm Sky.
and together we are in the clouds. Today's video is going to be showing you our basic setup. In other words, what we're going to compare everything else to in our reviews. So without further delay, I'm going to move us swiftly on to our Kenix or Canix balance or scales. Now, this is a sleek, compact balance. It doesn't weigh very much, maybe 50 grams, if that. So you don't even feel it in your pocket, really. And because of the shape, you don't even feel the shape in your pocket. It's really nice balance. You've got the carry case, which they also double as nice little weighing lids or trays. But when you set up this balance, it's a bit of a statement. You place the balance on the table or wherever, and you click that open button, and then you turn it on, and it reveals this lovely blue LED backlit digital display, accurate to 2 decimal places, and just, yeah, a real nice balance. Does everything you want it to, without looking like the standard balance that everyone else has. So a nice little bit of kit, and at £20, a bargain. Brings me on to our next bit of equipment, the Flour Mill Premium 2.0. Not the aluminium version, that was a little bit more expensive, but this does the job. I think it's one of the best grinders that we've ever used.
Oh, yeah. And we've tried a lot of different grinders throughout the year.
The first thing I think you will notice is that the lack of teeth. This is a mill rather than a grinder. It doesn't shred the bud. It leaves all the trichomes intact. And yeah, all the cell walls in the plant I don't think get shredded, so you don't lose all the terpenes when you're grinding it. So when you grind it, you might notice that the scent isn't too strong compared to a normal grinder, but when you're vaping it, you notice the difference.
Oh, yeah, you can taste the flavour.
It breaks down really nicely, really easy to clean, breaks down into several parts. The nice thing about this grinder is that you can change the different milling sizes, so you can go from coarse grind all the way down to extra fine like this. And we found that paired with the next bit of equipment, this is just the perfect grinder. And I think retails at about £70.
Yeah, it is around £70, yeah.
Worth every penny.
So, onto our main piece of equipment is our PAX 3. Now, I have had the PAX 2 in the past, and that is a perfectly fine vaporizer. But it isn't as good as the PAX 3. So the PAX 3, it takes around 15 seconds to heat up. And you also have 4 different modes. Now, you'll initially get a white display and then a purple display to show that the vaporizer is heating up. And then if you want to change your temperature settings, you just hold it down. And as you can see, we go on 2, which is often our go-to. And then you press it once to go through all of the different settings. So it's nice and versatile in the sense that if you want a more mellow vape, a more gentle one with a bit more flavour, then you can have it on a lower temperature. Whereas if you want more of a heavier medication session, the setting number 4 might be quite helpful, but we tend to go on 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think that's the happy medium. Yeah. I think going on 3, I tend to cough a bit more, and on 4, I'm always coughing every other breath. But 2 is a real nice balance between the 2.
It's not too hot, but it's not too cool.
A bit like Goldilocks.
A bit like Goldilocks, exactly. Now, with the PAX, this is something that I thought would be a gimmick. I have seen this advertised. I questioned whether I wanted it with my PAX 2, but I didn't really see the use for it. And this is our puck press. So you put your medicine in here, your oregano, your herbs, and you can push it down, and it makes a nice little puck for your PAX.
Yeah, you just compress it down, basically, don't you? Like to a nice little brick. And then you'll see the brick here. And then I think it definitely fits in nicely to your PAX.
It does. And then you just press it down, and then pop it out again.
A really nice piece of kit.
It is. And this was what, about £20-ish?
No, I think it was even cheaper than that. I think it was about £15. I think we got our original one in the Netherlands. I think the only thing that we found with it is that if you use it a lot, this kind of joint breaks.
Yeah, our last one, it didn't really snap, but it separated the internal bit of plastic to the external, didn't it? And it got a bit of a crack in it.
But again, we went out and bought another one because we absolutely love it.
It does help. It does. It makes cleaning the packs nicer. It helps to dose better
at the end of a
well.
session. Yeah, that's what I meant. So basically, at the end of a session, it just falls out nicely, doesn't it?
Exactly. You haven't got to try and scrape it out. You can just tap it and it falls out. So with the packs as well, you can get different mouthpiece attachments. We prefer the flat one, but you can also get more of a raised tip, if you can see that. I don't know if it's in focus. There you go. Now, I used to enjoy this one over the flat one, but I find this one breaks a bit more. So when I try and take it out to clean it, I find that it tends to snap in the middle or on the side. But I haven't tried the more updated version, so it might be a bit sturdier compared to with the older packs. Mm-hmm. So as well as the attachments we've already shown, we also have a half oven lid, which, again, I thought was going to be a gimmick. I didn't think it would have made much of a difference. But when I've had a half oven before, without the half lid attachment, it's often quite burnt. It does taste a bit more burnt, a bit quicker, and there's often less vapor. Whereas with the attachment, I find there's much more vapor. It lasts longer, and as well, it helps to conserve your medicine if you don't want to have a full pack.
I think that is a recent discovery of ours as well. And what we've got here is the full oven lid, so it's not got as much depth to it, has it? And basically, that's the configuration that we use it in on a daily basis. But other than the oven lid, I think you've got something else to show as well.
Yeah. The final thing, which we were able to try in Amsterdam on our visits with the packs, is the concentrate attachment. Now, packs recommend to use it on the hottest temperature, which is setting number 4, and I think that's around 204 degrees. And it does work, it does do the job, but I do feel like it could benefit from getting a bit hotter. But you put any of your concentrates in here, about a lentil-sized amount, because if you overfill it, it can get quite sticky.
Maybe even a little less than a lentil. It's quite effective with a small amount.
Yeah, it is. It is. You can tailor the kind of dose you want. And they also sell the separate O-rings as well, because I know we often lose the lids.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that, there is a couple of limitations, or not limitations as such, but like negatives to this design, is that, as you can see on this lid, we've used it in the past, but we are struggling to get anything in this kind of area to clean it.
Even with pipe cleaners and...
Exactly, and cotton wool buds, or Q-tips as the Americans call them. But getting down into the recesses of the concentrate adapter to try and clean it, that is a bit of a pain. And I think we will try and show that on a future video on top tips and tricks to clean.
Yeah, because it does take quite a while if you want to get it squeaky clean. Almost squeaky clean.
Essentially, fits into the packs like that. And I think also one of the negatives of this design is that you have to keep it vertical when the concentrate adapter is on and in full force. So in true fashion, our camera decided to stop recording halfway through our video. Well, that's okay. We're going to be professionals and carry on. So going back to the concentrate adapter, as I was just saying, you have to keep it vertical when in operation, because if you don't, what actually happens is that the holes in the bottom of the concentrate adapter, the liquid concentrates, as they've been melted, they're a bit more liquidy, they're a bit more like water at that point, or oil, and they'll fall out of this hole and create a holy mess for you to clean up. And Let me tell you, that is not fun.
It's not fun. It gets very sticky. If it cools down as well, the concentrate attachment tends to stay in.
Yeah. you literally have to turn it on or get a screwdriver to try and wedge this out. I will say it's a sturdy piece of equipment, though, the actual pack in general.
It's been dropped and well loved a few times.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of abuse, but we love it. We absolutely love the packs.
It gets quite a bit of negative reviews, though, doesn't it?
Online, I think it does, yes, but I think that's from people who maybe have used it a couple of times and haven't cleaned it.
Yeah.
And it just keeps getting more and more harsh, as we know. So
they might be overfilling it as well, so then they've got a tighter draw. They might not have as much flavour, because I find if we pack it a bit too tightly.
Yeah, exactly. And I also think that, the temperature control as well, you've got to find the perfect temperature for you. As I said before, if I go up to 3, I'm starting to cough. And 4, it's almost impossible to have a good long session on it. But yeah, really nice device. It'll be coming up in a few more videos. We've got a maintenance series coming out soon as well. Moving on to our final bit of equipment, and this is probably this is a recent addition to our setup, the Coda Pro Yokan. I got it from a dispensary in the States. They were selling it for about $15, if I remember correctly. And what got me was the compact size. I mean, if I'm going to take a AAA battery and put it next to it, you can kind of see, it's not that big. Real light. It's a nice design, isn't it?
It's got a preheat function as well, which we've struggled to find batteries in the UK that have got this preheat function.
So if I just screw it in, this is a medical cart from a Medica. And you can see that there's different things displayed here. So you've got the battery life, the voltage, the resistance, the puff counter. It's got pretty much everything you'd ever want from a vape. You can adjust the voltage, so going from 1.8 all the way up to...
It's around 4. Oh no, there you go, 4.2.
So, depending on how heavy you want a session or what your cart supports, I tend to err on the lower side because, I end up coughing, which you might see on later videos, who knows. But real nice design. This doesn't clog up as much as other cartridge batteries that we've used in the past. And we've gone through about 4 or 5 cartridge batteries. And all of them have ended up clogging, but the preheat function on this seems to clear it very nicely.
I feel like it helps to extend the life of the cart as well. Because with the other batteries, I find that because you don't have the variability, and the coil tends to burn, and then when you're vaping it doesn't taste like the terpenes. It doesn't, if it has the terpenes in.
Exactly.
This just helps prolong the cart life and the coil in it.
I think it helps bring out the flavour as well. Until we got this device, until we got this battery, the other vape cart batteries seem to all taste the same. Whereas now we can actually taste, whatever it calls itself, from daily basis. If it's a nice bit of ice cream gelato or,
orange cream cake.
Exactly. But, you can certainly taste the difference with a good battery. And I guess that is our kit.
Yeah.
That's everything what we wanted to show you today.
I don't think we've left anything out.
No. So thank you for listening, and remember to stay in the clouds.
Yeah, stay in the clouds, and we'll speak to you soon.
I think we should keep that in.
Yeah, can you?
Okay.
Thank you.